Hey everybody, today we're going to tell you about our backup camera for our RV. For those of you that don't know, we have a Grand Design Solitude 2930RL. It comes with the pre-wired kit for the Furrion backup camera system. However, we know that's pretty expensive and we recommended this Amtifo setup. It's quite a bit cheaper, it's got some extra features, and it's plug and play, which is great. So we went with the Amtifo A9 system. It comes with a 7-inch display as well as 2 cameras. Our thought process was we would have one as a backup camera, and then since we want to put solar on top of our roof, we're going to find a way to mount the second one as a way to make sure we can check our clearance when going under bridges or things like that, and hopefully we don't have to get out, look up at the camper, and make sure we're not going to take off our air conditioners or solar panels. So again, it comes with a 7-inch monitor, 2 cameras. They also have infrared, so they work at night. Comes with a set of instructions, and they have a link to a YouTube video. It's kind of questionable, but you can find other do-it-yourselfers out there that have put videos up themselves, and you'll have one from us today. It also comes with the mounting bracket for your Furrion backup camera system if you have it pre-wired on your camper. It comes with your DC power cable for your display, as well as a pigtail adapter so you can test out your camera and display before you hook it all up. It comes with a pigtail adapter for your camera to mount onto your pre-wired Furrion system. And if you have a different system, they come with a set of cables so that you can hardwire into your running lights and any hardware that you would need to complete the job. So the kit's going to come with 4 antennas. 2 are going to go on your display in the back here, as well as 1 in the back of each camera. We've already installed them. So what we're going to go ahead and do is test out the monitor and camera and make sure that it works. So we're going to use our cigarette lighter, our DC. We're going to plug it in. And then we're going to take the included testing pigtail, plug it in. And then we're going to plug in our display. So I'll leave that there so you can see it. And then we're going to plug in 1 camera. And then we're going to go ahead and flip the switch so it turns on. So right now it shows that it's on camera 1. So we're going to go through and cycle to the next camera. So you can see that this is actually camera 2. It works. So we're going to go ahead and unplug that one. We're going to plug in the other one. And I believe they come pre-programmed as 1 and 2. So right now we're on 3. Click it again, so we're on 4. Click it again, and it shows you the split screen. There we go. It just took a second to load there. So you can see we've got camera 1 also working. And yes, I realize I've got the little film on the front here. We're going to take it off, don't worry. Alright, so now that we just tested out our cameras and found that this is our camera 1, this is the one that I want to be our backup camera, so it's in the top left of our display. That's just our preference. I believe that after the fact you can go ahead and reposition these after, but I know this is camera 1, I don't want to have to do any programming, so this is one we're going to put on the back. So what we've got here is the little hardware kit that's compatible with your pre-wired Furrion backup camera mount. It comes with the backing plate that you're going to use to mount your camera to, the hardware, and it comes with this little Allen wrench. What you're going to need is a 7mm wrench or pair of pliers and a Phillips head screwdriver. So the first thing we're going to do is actually remove this camera from its bracket and attach it to the Furrion mount. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Once we have that removed, we know that the way that this is going to go on the back of the Furrion mount on the back of your camper, it's going to be in this orientation with this tab in the top right. So what we're going to do is mount the camera bracket to it using the screws that are in the little hardware kit that already have the lock washer and washer on them. Just so you know, it's the long ones you're looking for, not the kit that comes with the short ones. So we're going to go ahead and use 4 of those in these positions here. And then we're gonna start to screw the nuts on the back. And we're gonna go ahead and use our wrench and our Phillips head screwdriver just to tighten them down. I'll get most of these tightened down, then I'll go back through and give them one final twist to tighten them all. Alright, I'm gonna make sure it's all squared up. And now I'll tighten them down all the way. Great. So now we're gonna go ahead and put the camera back on, and we're gonna thread the cable through the center of the slot here and reattach the hardware that we just took off. So these short ones that I was talking about before, you're gonna save those for at this point, where once you actually get this mounted on the back of your camper, you'll be able to pivot the camera until you get the angle that you like. And once you have a satisfactory angle, you're gonna go ahead and take these extra 4 screws. I'm gonna zoom in here. You'll see that there's these 2 holes that are on the camera itself. So once you've got it adjusted, you can go ahead and put 2 more screws on each side to lock it in place. That way, as it's bouncing down the road, it's not gonna start to change angles on you. So now that we've got this mounted to the plate, we're gonna go to the back of the camper and show you how to do the wiring. So we have the Furrion mount, so we're gonna take these 4 screws out. So now we got those out. There's this little tab up top to pull it off. Put that on top, and you'll see that they have this wire already in here, pre-wired. So with the bag of hardware that they give you, we're gonna use these screws to replace the little black ones that we took out from the Furrion system. So just to show you, it's not the really big ones. It's kind of the medium-sized ones that have more of a coarse thread, not a fine thread. So the Amtifo comes with this little pigtail adapter. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. And we'll grab our camera and we'll plug the other end in. And then we're gonna take all of this cable and push it back into that little hole and try to push everything up into this bracket here. And then the Amtifo bracket should just go right in place. So we're gonna line up these tabs on the bottom ones on the Furrion mount. Go ahead, screw it down. I'm not gonna tighten them all the way yet. Alright, so now we got all 4 in there and everything looks to be lined up. We're gonna go ahead, tighten them all down. Definitely want to make sure you don't over tighten them and strip anything out. Good. Now we'll angle our camera to where we think we're going to need it. Go ahead and take off the little blue film. Now we'll go ahead and install the display inside of the truck and see if everything's working. So we're going to plug the power cord back in. This time we're not going to use the power adapter. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the display. And they have several ways that you can mount this to your dashboard. So our thought is this is a nice flat mount, so we're gonna probably do some sort of double-sided tape or command strips and put it up here in our dash. That way it sits down a little bit lower and it's out of our view. They do have this sort of panel on the back here where you can attach a suction cup that they can provide, or we actually have a GoPro camera that has a suction cup, and with all of the different connection points, we actually thought about loosening these up so we can spin this bracket. And with our GoPro suction cup, we were able to actually stick it on here. But when we stuck it up there, it pretty much blocked the entire view between the dash and the rear view camera. So that's why we decided ultimately we want to find a way to mount it down here. If you guys have any suggestions, let us know. Otherwise, we're going to try the double-sided tape idea. We might come up with something different because that double-sided tape is a little more permanent. We might want to be able to take this off when we're not pulling the trailer for a while, just to kind of get it out of our view. But we'll let you know if we come up with any better ideas. So as you can see, it says no signal. So if you get this and you know that you're on the right channel, channel 1, then you want to make sure that your running lights are on. So our trailer is actually not plugged into our truck right now, so it doesn't have power because we wanted to show you this scenario. But I'll leave CeLynn up here on camera duty and I'll go plug it in, and you should see the camera image appear. So as you can see, now that we're plugged in and our lights are on the trailer, we've got the image here on the display. So you can see we got the ladder there. That's what we're using to do the install. We're gonna go back and reposition the camera angle to the best preference for us. So if you found any of this content helpful, please help us out by hitting that like and subscribe button. Stay tuned, we're gonna come out with some more modifications and tips and tricks for RVing as we get ready to hit the road full time. If you have any suggestions on future content, definitely let us know. If you have any questions, we're always here to help.